Kansas State and Iowa State in Dublin, Ireland. Now, me
Mhm.
and Jay Tuck, we do plan on actually launching a little bit of a betting show that's going to be behind a Patreon wall later on, but that is
Mhm.
a conversation for a different time. But I'm curious, Jay Tuck. We have Kansas State, right? It's obviously led by Mr. Johnson, their quarterback. He's returning,
Mhm.
solid year last year. He's looking to maintain off of that. A lot of people are high on this Kansas State team. And you have Iowa State. While I like what they did on the defensive side of the football, but I don't think it's crazy to say that we should be anticipating a crazy regression from their offense, losing
Mhm.
out on their two top wide receivers. As much as we like Rocco Becht, maybe
Mhm.
he'll have something to say about it.
Right.
But what are your thoughts on Kansas State and Iowa State going into Ireland this Saturday at noon?
Yeah, going into Ireland, and, I kind of have PTSD about that because last year my Florida State Seminoles went over to Ireland and we got stunned, right, by Georgia Tech. So, I think this is going to be a ground and pound game. Now, for all my sports bettors out there, are going to give you a little nugget when it comes to Rocco's modern life out there. He's thrown for a touchdown in 28 straight games. So if you find any prop bets that has him throwing for a touchdown, you probably want to slam that because you can pretty much guarantee it. So, but I think this is going to be a ground and pound game. You have Avery Johnson, the quarterback for Kansas State, probably one of the most highly talked about quarterbacks in the Big 12 conference. Kansas State has Dylan Edwards. If you're familiar, he used to play with Coach Prime in Colorado before he transferred. But both teams, when it comes to the wide receiver position, is a little lackluster. We know what Iowa State lost last year with Jalen Noel and also Higgins last year as well. I think it's going to be a back and forth battle. But I think right now Kansas State is favored by -3. Kansas State has had some injuries in the spring. Oh, I'm kind of leaning towards Iowa State, and the reason why I'm leaning towards Iowa State is I like their running back duo in Carson Hansen and Abu Sama. So I feel like they can get things going on the ground. Hansen probably getting in the ground in the end zone probably be a safe bet as well if you want to parlay it. But they also have their defensive tackle and Dominic Orange, who's a senior returner who's pretty much dominant with the versus the run. So, when you're on these neutral fields, across their pond, as you will, anything can really kind of go. Kansas State does have probably like 11 or 10 starters returning.
Yeah.
Their linebacker core is pretty solid. So it's a very even matchup. Maybe it's just my Kansas Jayhawk in me that wants to go with Iowa State. But I would probably say I think Iowa State
Yeah.
beats Kansas State.
Yeah. So my thought process here is I'm probably going to take +3 Iowa State, especially since you're so high on them, and I will be hedging my bets.
Plus
However,
3.5. Take them plus 3.5.
I'll probably take them +3.5 for this
There
game.
you go.
I am, however, going to pick Kansas State. I really think that there is a lot of value in continuity. And I feel like when I look at Iowa State, I feel like this is going to be the first attempt of them completely shifting their identity from last year. Yes, I'm high on their running back room. I think it will be effective, but I do think that there are going to be some growing pains. I'm not entirely sure that they are going to be able to make it all work on week 0. Maybe they figure it out and they make a seamless transition later on during the season. But I feel like I would be remiss not to side with continuity right over in Kansas State.
Right.
And who knows, right? I feel like a lot of us don't talk about how crazy that jet lag is going to be for some of these players going overseas. Now, I was not anticipating last year with Georgia Tech beating Florida State coming off of a damn undefeated season. And while the season continued with Florida State, it was certainly not the jet lag. It was just a complete
it was
the
a lot of
organization.
problems. Jet lag was the least of our concerns.
I'm curious to see how that plays a role. I'm going to go with Kansas State, but to hedge my bet, I'm kind of feeling I'm going to have to go with the +3 for Iowa State, or +3.5, like you said. So to hedge my bet, so I'm not upset. But K-State, that's exactly what I'm going with.
Yeah, you do get the Kansas State continuity, because you get like 5, like I said, 11 starters returning.
Yeah.
This one, like I said, this is going to be one just for my sports bettors out there. I know we do the sports betting stuff later, but sit back, be comfortable, and we'll watch the line movement, kind of see which way to go and see where Vegas is and all that fun stuff. But
Yeah.
this is going to be a fun game. It's going to be, what time is this matchup? That can also 11
Thank
a.m.
God it's the
kickoff,
first
right?
game, so it's the first taste of what we get to
Early
see in college
morning,
football.
11 a.m. Saturday.
Yes,
Start
sir.
things out the gate.
My God,
You know
dude.
what? You know what? Actually, I'm going to reverse that. I'm going to go with Kansas State because I trust Avery Johnson more than I trust Rocco. So I'm gonna go Avery Johnson in Kansas
Avery
City.
Johnson, maybe Rocco has something to say about
Yeah,
that. We have Jake, the Minnesota sports fan, is saying, I just hope that the Cyclones' offensive line is healthy.
right.
Had a lot of question marks during fall camp as well. And
They both
as
had injuries. Yeah.
yeah, as much as I love their running back duo, I think it's still left to be decided whether or not that it's largely their offensive line that's pulling the weight,
Mhm.
or is it truly the running back duo? My God, dude, what a damn game
Right.
to start off college football
Can't
week
wait.
0, man.
Can't wait.
Oh